My name is H.J. Goodman, and I'm an author, columnist, and journalist. Please go ahead and share my latest Daily Caller article below. Free Julian Assange. Please share that everywhere. And check out my series on BitChute. I will ramp up the segments or episodes. It's me just enjoying the Second Amendment and firing some pretty cool firearms. Go ahead, check out the BitChute channel below in the pinned comment. What do we have here? Freedom Caucus chairman wants financial audit of Mueller investigation. This is absolutely phenomenal. This is absolutely, unbelievably wonderful. It couldn't have happened to a better, fake, disgusting, dangerous farce of an investigation. Freedom Caucus chairman wants financial audit of Mueller investigation. Today you have Vice President Mike Pence saying, "Oh, you need to wrap this up. The Mueller probe needs to wrap up." Because they're not going to. Democrats think. I've had people say, who were lean to the left. They say, "Oh yeah, it's going to be the Mueller probe's going to go on until the end of his next term. If he wins, he'll definitely win." But they think it's going to be like this 8-year, 7-year probe into nothing. They don't care how many lives are destroyed by this. They could care less. They want retribution. Problem is, you have to actually defeat a politician in the United States of America during an election. Since Democrats can't possibly do that, he's presiding over a good economy, peace between North and South Korea. And you have some achievements or success in the quote-unquote war on terror just recently today. So what are you going to run on? Democrats have tried to pretend that they care about certain issues, and yet they're in bed with the intelligence community that has the FBI, NSA, and CIA has a $35 billion budget. Say that slowly. $35 billion. $35 billion of American taxpayer dollars. I mean, this is the U.S. government. That's just for 3 of them. I mean, let's not get into the agency that makes sense, that actually leads to definitely direct intelligence, is the National Geospatial Agency. They take satellite maps. They take detailed satellite maps for the military, for the intelligence community. You can't hide from outer space. So, and they have a $4.9 billion budget. But at least they give something. At least you can't fabricate a map. Because then another country could be like, "Hey, well, we took the same picture. What are you talking about? Who has a satellite?" But Freedom Caucus chairman wants, so basically $35 billion, and Mueller is going after Michael Cohen because of Stormy Daniels. That's what it's come down to. But Freedom Caucus chairman wants a financial audit of Mueller investigation. He should also then go after, in terms of the $35 billion that I spoke of. Because when you talk about the Mueller investigation, the basis is not only Comey's queasy leaked memos. Isn't that fantastic? The Democrats are running on James Comey and his queasy leaky stomach and memos. Representative Mark Meadows, memos, but right here, Representative Mark Meadows, chairman of the House Freedom Caucus, plans to request a financial audit of the special counsel investigating Russia's influence campaign of the 2016 election. Russia's influence campaign was non-existent. Whether they bought Facebook ads is completely irrelevant. They didn't influence anyone. How do I know? Because Nate Cohn of the New York Times stated there was Clinton had a solid electoral college lead. A solid electoral college lead 3 days before. 3 days before the election. A solid electoral college lead. Nate Cohn stated, if you want absurd, this is the quote, absurd specificity, Trump won't even be GOP nominee. There's a 2% chance he becomes GOP nominee, if you want absurd specificity. So that's where we were at in terms of Russia collusion. Nobody was talking about it. Now suddenly, they influenced the election, but without any evidence of one vote being influenced. Representative Mark, $46,000 in Facebook ads prior to the election did not influence anyone. Okay, so I'll read this again. Representative Mark, this is the Hill. Representative Mark Meadows, chairman of the House Freedom Caucus, plans to request a financial audit of the special counsel investigating Russia's influence campaign over the 2016 presidential election. Meadows said in an interview set to air Sunday that he will ask for a review by the Government Accountability Office, the nonpartisan government watchdog that handles investigations for Congress. Meadows wants a full audit of expenses incurred by Robert Mueller and his team. Great. Let's find out what they're doing. Let's find out if they're breaking any laws. This is an investigation that has no legal basis. There hasn't even been a crime that Trump is accused of committing. There's no predicate crime. This is the only investigation in history where they've fabricated a possible crime and they are now investigating to try to put pieces together to justify their original fantasies. Speaking of fantasies, notice how nobody's talking about Eric Schneiderman, who, by the way, was a big Democratic political influence with Mueller. They were teaming up to take down Trump. Meanwhile, everyone who tried to take down Trump has been, this is a profanity alert. Do not listen if you don't want to hear profanity. This is the most important part of this segment, even though this is about the financial audit of Mueller. Everyone who has taken, this is a profanity alert, every single person who's tried to take down Trump or hurt Trump has gotten either shit-canned or exposed or embarrassed or outed as a criminal, a walking criminal hiding behind bureaucracy. Let's go down the list. Al Fishlips Franken. Let's see. Well, Al Fishlips Franken was outed, exposed as a person who engaged in sexual misconduct. But as senator, it was all grandstanding and just moral, this lecturing. He was forced out because he forced himself upon a woman, Leanne Tweeden, which was absolutely disgusting. Imagine if you were a lady or a man. Imagine if Al Fishlips Franken forces himself upon you. That's not a very good day or week or moment. It's disgusting. Any person forcing themselves upon you for a kiss or any kind of sexual contact is disgusting. But you have Al Franken, who is the voice of... They were even talking about Al Franken as president. Could you imagine anything more absurd? I would rather vote for Carrot Top. And I think Carrot Top is a hilarious comedian. I'd rather vote for him for president. I would, if it's between Franken and Carrot Top, I'm voting Carrot Top without even any hesitation. I'm dead serious about that. So Al Franken, no more Al Franken. He's gone. Eric Schneiderman, who is supposed to be he was supposed to be the male face of the Me Too movement. Meanwhile, we find out he's the perpetrator. Okay. Then you have Harvey Weinstein, who perhaps symbolizes Hollywood. And you can't, well, you don't say, oh, well, HA, come on. Does he symbolize everyone in Hollywood? No, probably represents a lot of the most powerful people who give the most money to the Democratic Party. So you have Al Franken, you have Eric Schneiderman, you have Harvey Weinstein. Isn't that interesting? And then you have Anthony Weiner. He didn't really try to take down Trump, although no, he was already on his way to prison. But then you have Bill Clinton. I just named 5 sexual predators. But let's remove Clinton and Weiner. Let's remove the Weiner from this mix. You have Franken, Schneiderman. Oh, man. There's so many corrupt people. What was that? No. Franken, pretending I'm hearing you tell me that. So Franken, Schneiderman, and... Oh, yeah. So Franken, Schneiderman, and Weinstein. Franken, Schneiderman, Weinstein. Then you have Peter Strzok and Lisa Page, who are having an affair with one another, and all their text messages, all they do is text each other most of the day. Franken, Schneiderman, Weinstein, Lisa Page, Peter Strzok. Peter Strzok, by the way, said, oh, there's an insurance policy. I talked about this insurance policy with Andrew McCabe. We can't take the risk of Trump becoming president. Okay. 3 people outed and lost their jobs. 1 person forced to resign, pretty much Lisa Page. 1 person, Peter Strzok, who, if he's not telling everything he knows to Sessions, will very likely either get sued by somebody who was hurt or harmed by the Mueller probe. So 5 people who are directly associated with Hillary Clinton, or at least associated directly with trying to avenge, either prevent or avenge Hillary Clinton's loss. Then, of course, you have Andrew McCabe. This is a profanity alert. Who was shit-canned before his retirement. Ordinarily, I would feel very, very, bad about that. But he happened to lie. The Office of Professional Responsibility said he lied under oath twice. This is the FBI saying that he lied under oath. A little bit different from Michael Caputo as a profanity alert, saying, God damn you to hell. This guy didn't even do anything wrong. Yet he was caught up and snared. So I don't even know, and I don't even know if McCabe got $700,000 from Terry McAuliffe, Virginia money man, for Virginia governor, money man, fundraiser for the Democratic Party. And then he has a GoFundMe account, got $500,000 or something like that, $400,000, something obscene for his GoFundMe. Anyway, he's no longer at the FBI. Of course, Comey, profanity alert, was shit-canned also. So that's 7. So Schneiderman, Weinstein. I have to do what? What's wrong with me? What's wrong with my memory? Al Franken, Eric Schneiderman, Harvey Weinstein, Peter Strzok, and Lisa Page. I could probably group them with other criminals within the U.S. government, but I'm just going to go ahead and just, 5 that just right there. Then Andrew McCabe, James Comey, that's 7. But wait, there's more. Bruce and Nellie Orr, 8, 9. Okay, Glenn Simpson of Fusion GPS. He is like a guy that isn't really talked about too much. That's 10 right there. I just named 10 people. He's getting sued. His company will be sued into oblivion because they published a fake news, ridiculous dossier. BuzzFeed, that's number 11. That's a company. The brass at BuzzFeed are just as, in a way, corrupt as all the other people that I mentioned. So that's 11. 11 is BuzzFeed. I just named 11 really corrupt, underhanded, shady. I don't want to. There are a lot of good. There are a lot of good journalists at BuzzFeed, but the decision to go ahead and publish the Steele dossier, that alone, we need to know, in terms of an audit, how much money was spent by the Mueller probe either verifying the Steele dossier or circumventing the legal issues regarding the Steele dossier. So, I'm sorry, I'm too focused on this, but I have to start again. There's something wrong with me. Okay. Al Franken, Eric Schneiderman, oh my God. Oh yeah, Al Franken, Eric Schneiderman, Harvey Weinstein, Lisa Page, Peter Strzok, all outed, exposed, or fired, or forced to resign. Andrew McCabe, James Comey, Bruce Orr, Nellie Orr, Glenn Simpson of Fusion GPS, Bruce and Nellie Orr, the dynamic duo of the Department of Justice and Fusion. That's 10 right there. Glenn Simpson is the 10th. Conspirator who tried to undermine Trump, who is now basically undermined themselves. That's 10. BuzzFeed is the 11th. as an entity, a journalistic publication. They tried to be WikiLeaks. They're like, we're going to be WikiLeaks. No, you're not. WikiLeaks actually publishes pristine documents. You publish the Steele dossier. So the 11th is BuzzFeed. I'm not even done. Okay, so these are 11 people, one, including a publisher, that tried to impeach Trump or hurt his presidency, and they're getting it now, legally, financially. They did it to themselves. Morally, they're known as completely corrupt. So that's 11. Cody Shear and Sidney Blumenthal. That's like on any list, anytime. So if you're that close to Clinton, you're on any corrupt A team of corruption and depravity. So 10. I think okay. So Cody Shear and Sidney Blumenthal, 11 and 12. Oh yeah, sorry. 11 is BuzzFeed. So 12 and 13 is Cody Shear and Sidney Blumenthal, who, by the way, had their own dossier. And also helped Christopher Steele, who's 14. 14 on the list is Christopher Steele. 14 people right now. Please go ahead. You can go ahead and splice this up and, just keep this as part of... I just named 14 people right now who tried to go ahead and undermine or impeach Trump, who were so corrupt that they couldn't even win at cheating. And they ended up hurting themselves. Stupid phrase on Twitter, self-own. Oh my God, you were owned. They've owned, these are 14 examples of self-owning from a political sense. So that's 14. Am I missing anyone? Bill Priestap, the number one at counterintelligence. I think he's like the Mark Felt or the deep throat of all of this. So who knows? I'm not going to put him on that list. Maybe he's this patriotic guy and he's trying to save this country from... 15, John Brennan. 15, John Brennan, who lied under oath. But the best thing that could have ever happened to him, which is retribution for all of us, is the fact that he can't tweet, and he writes these moronic tweets. The cacatocracy, your cacatocracy is going to undermine the civilization of humanity, and it's the stupidest, dumb. He's like babbling and doesn't even know what he's talking about. It's hilarious. So that's 14, 15, and 16 are James Clapper and Brennan. Fantastic. So I just named 16 people. I believe 16. Oh, don't make me go back again. Name these. So 16 right then and there. 16. Okay, then we just for fun, we'll add Hillary to it because 17 she should be number 1A, the before everybody. So 17 is Hillary Clinton. 17. I mean, you could go and add 18 Bill, but let's just 17 Hillary Clinton. Should I even add her on the list? Who's another clown? Oh, well, you can add 17 Mueller because Vice President Pence. I'll translate from a non-religious person with lesser morals than Pence. What he really wanted to say, what Pence said, it would be advisable if you wrapped it up. What he really means to say is this is a profanity alert, end this fucking stupid probe, because right now the establishment Republicans are pissed off. So F off Mueller. And by the way, the Freedom Caucus wants to know how much money you're spending. So 17th could be Hillary, but let's say the 17th on this list of people who destroyed themselves when they were trying to destroy Trump. 17th, wait, I have to be missing somebody. Oh, Stormy. Stormy Daniels. She's trying to undermine Trump. Her lawyer is trying to say that it was a campaign finance violation. Not going to happen. There was no campaign finance violation. Why? You want to know why? Because the 18th is Perkins Coie. Because once people do just a modicum of research, they'll know that once the Republicans set their sights politically on Clinton's law firm, so the 18th is Perkins Coie. That's the law firm that she funneled money through to pay for the Steele dossier and CrowdStrike. Who's 19? CrowdStrike. 19. I could add 20 as Fusion GPS, but I already put Glenn Simpson as 9th or 10th. So 19. I just named 19 people or businesses or companies that tried to undermine Trump and got destroyed themselves. 19. Rod Rosenstein, 20. Rod Rosenstein is going to be intimately involved with Mueller's political decline because he signed off on the Mueller code. So 20 people. I mean, then you could add, okay, so after 20, you could add Loretta Lynch, 21. You could add Hillary, obviously, 22. I know I'm missing somebody. In the comment section below, tell me who I'm missing, okay? Oh, I mean, like, you can add Debbie Wasserman Schultz. You could add every congressman or congresswoman on the left in the Democratic Party who worked with the Alwans. You can add the entire Democratic Party. You can, add one for every liberal voter who has convinced themselves that Trump was more racist than Hillary Clinton, who's obviously more racist than Trump, and that the record shows that. So I just named 20 people or entities that have been completely steamrolled by trying to steamroll Trump. They've steamrolled, they've outed, they've exposed, they've undermined their own criminal and unethical behavior. They've undermined themselves and they've put a spotlight on their own criminal behavior. So, I mean, I know I'm missing a lot of people from the 20, but Meadows said in an interview to air Sunday that he will ask for a review of the government. Okay, so Meadows said he wants to audit to ensure that Mueller, a former FBI director and U.S. attorney, is making proper use of the money provided to his team by Congress to look into Russia's election meddling. They didn't meddle in the election. No one cared until Clinton lost. The meddling actually was Clinton losing. So, in a bid to reveal, so this is all to reveal this top secret memo that, of course, Sessions told Devin Nunes and Trey Gowdy. Well, he's like, well, we can't go ahead and show this memo to everybody, but I'll go ahead and you can see it. You can go ahead and see the memo, but this is going to have to stay between you and me. Got it? Scout's honor. Trying not to tell anyone of the corruption and just the overt media coup trying to impeach a president for no reason. Promise me, Devin and Trey. So he's going to go ahead. Sessions is going to show the DOJ. The DOJ is going to show Devin Nunes and Trey Gowdy, the top secret undercover person that Mueller was working with, because national security. If you only knew what we knew. So a prominent House Republican plans to ask a federal financial watchdog to audit the office of special counsel, opening a new front for GOP to attack the secretive probe into Russia election meddling. So this is all because they don't want there was a secret anonymous source or secret source that they had, and they don't want the source to be exposed. Meanwhile, this is a congressional request. So you have these branches of government that are supposed to watch and check each other to make sure that one branch doesn't become too powerful. And meanwhile, the Department of Justice is like, oh yeah, well, we can't go ahead and tell you what we know because it would hurt national security, even though none of this has to do with national security. Facebook, this isn't the DNC. Clinton losing is not national security. You can't blame her loss on Facebook ads from Russia. And by the way, the Russians are like, oh yeah, prove to us that we actually had any impact on the election. That should be fun. You can just go ahead, and there's hundreds and hundreds of articles saying that Clinton was going to win. Not just from, journalists or, columnists or whatever. The people who actually were saying that she wasn't going to win, like me, very few people. I said in the Huffington Post Salon, that she wasn't going to win. those were few and far between. So all they have to do, the Internet Research Agency, or the Russian internet company, all they have to do is simply say, you know what, that's all nonsense. Where's the evidence that any of these? Where's the evidence that any of our ads influenced the election? And by the way, Mark Zuckerberg is on the hook. If, for example, Mueller says, well, the Facebook platform was integral in ensuring that, votes were lost. Well, then what do you think happens to Facebook? What do you think happens to, Mark Zuckerberg? Probably not much. But at least it kind of shows that platform was engaged in apparently this illegal activity. Meanwhile, Facebook pocketed the money. And the vice president of advertising at Facebook on Twitter said, yeah, most of these were seen after the election. So Mark Meadows to seek GOA audit of Mueller investigation. Mark Meadows wants GOA audit. So that's really, really, really interesting. What they've done, what the Republicans have done, and I was stating this in 2017, I was saying that they're going to wait until the midterms, and they're not going to allow this cloud. Really, what Trump has right now in terms of May, June, so next month, he's going to meet with Kim Jong-un. And he can fire Mueller anytime before that meeting. Because what will take place is every sane person in the country will be like, oh my God, this is amazing. Oh my God, this is like, an amazing time in world history. Peace between North and South Korea. During the administration of somebody that was called this madman, tyrant, dictator. Oh my God, he's crazy. And by the way, he presided over something. And he helped usher in this landmark, historic peace. Even President Moon of South Korea stated that Trump deserves the Nobel Peace Prize. And the haters, oh my God, they're such haters. The haters. Then you get people online are like, Trump stands for everything that, minorities hate. And then you have black Trump supporters and Latino Trump supporters and Asian Trump supporters and Jewish Trump supporters and people who just think for themselves. 30% of Latinos voted for Trump. 8 to 9% of black voters voted for Trump. I think 8% of black voters. More black voters voted for Trump than voted for Romney. Republicans are actually growing within the Republican conservatives. The movement is growing within minority communities. Just because you have really, really angry people on the left doesn't mean that there aren't black Trump voters, Latino Trump voters. There's a lot of Latino Trump voters. There's like close to 30%. And he ran on building a wall. There's, I know I have friends who are dreamers. And their first thing is, I hope Trump can help us. They're not talking about Trump as this racist ogre. The friends that I spoke to at the restaurant, one of the restaurants I love to go to, they're like, look, one of my buddies said, the Democrats haven't done anything. But that's obvious. Democratic voters know that Democratic Party doesn't do anything. It's all about, you're being disloyal. Oh my God, you're allowing Trump to do this. Resist. The marketing sucks. It's profanity alert. I don't know if it's vulgar talk. The marketing sucks. Democrats are horrible at marketing. They think they're this savvy PR machine. They're not. Whoever came up with resist should never again, the resistance should never again work in public relations, ever be a strategist again. It is the biggest, it's the laughing stock. It'll be the laughing stock of political slogans or propaganda. Resist. When you resist, you're giving the other person the initiative. Anyway, you should initiate. You should come up with something, be aggressive in terms of your ideals. Not resist. No. Resist Trump. No, we hate you. Impeach Mueller. Mueller time. Don't hurt us, Trump. Peace in North Korea. This is really horrible. Peace between North and South Korea, horrible. Good economy, horrible. Battlefield victories, apparently. I don't want to get too into that because I know there's a lot of propaganda involved with that. But what else? Exposing corrupt intel officials? Horrible. You can't rely on the Democratic Party to know what it's doing. They don't even know what winning is. A day after the election, I had people tell me that, because most of my friends are Democrats, or they lean to the left, and they're like, "Well, Trump didn't really win. It was just he won. He didn't win the popular vote. This was just like, when you remind, like, if you're a kid in the '80s, if you're a young boy in the '80s." I remember when the Mets won in '86. No, sorry, when the Dodgers won in '88, and my friends who were Mets fans said that they were lucky and they didn't deserve to win. I think the Mets lost to the Dodgers in like the NLCS. I think. Wait. Yeah. Okay. And I just remember, like, my friends were sore losers. Like, oh, well, the Mets should have won. But they didn't win. I remember even at a young age, I was like, that's stupid. I remember saying that. And the Mets, my buddies who were Mets fans, they didn't think it was stupid. They were like, well, the Mets are a better team. Maybe on paper that year, but the Dodgers won. So, I mean, like, what kind of argument is that? Well, they're better on paper. Maybe. You look at the whole roster, maybe they were better on paper, but the Dodgers won. Kirk Gibson's homer. They won. It's the type of mentality. It's like, you can't rationalize with certain people. So, like, with Trump, he wins. They're like, oh, well, he didn't win the popular vote. It's the Electoral College. It's sexism. It's misogyny. It's everything else. All right, so I can go on forever. Give me your thoughts below. What do you think of Mueller being audited, the Mueller probe being audited? How much money are they spending? How much money are they spending to commit all this illegal activity in terms of trying to make people sing and spin and sing and spin and flip, when there's nothing to divulge? They want people to divulge something that they don't even know happened. There's no predicate crime. So what are they trying to squeeze and twist and, attack people legally for? What are they doing? Give me your thoughts about how much is it costing? Is it $35 billion? Because not 1 cent from the FBI, CIA, and NSA budgets, not 1 cent was utilized in the Steele dossier. I wonder why. The DNC paid for it, and Hillary Clinton paid for it. Give me your thoughts below. Check out my BitChute series, Liberal to NRA. I'll upload another segment to this evening. And I might get into archery also. I think YouTube's okay with that. I'm not sure. I'm just going to expand my horizons and have fun with it and, try to monetize when I can. Maybe some crossbows. I don't know. Anyway, give me your thoughts below. I'm serious about that. And thank you so much for. If you have any tips regarding that, give me your thoughts. Thank you so much for listening.